How's it going, everybody? So working on a few things out here in the garage, trying to get some more lights done on the truck here. As you can kind of see back there, where are we at? Right there. Anyways, as you can kind of see back there, I'm trying to get everything laid out. We're gonna put these FCK light bar LEDs in the back of the truck. So I've already kind of laid it out, and one of the downsides to those, I don't know, I've done this on my other vehicles, my other trucks in the past, and usually when you get the lights, especially when it's a flush mount light like these, you get a template with it, and those didn't come with a template. They seriously just came in some styrofoam wrapped in plastic, and you can't really use that because the whole light fits down in there like that, right? So anyway, just cut up some cardboard, made some templates, and I always use tape like this. Obviously the tape on the bumper is gonna prevent, when you're cutting through it with the saw, it's gonna prevent your paint from chipping too bad. And once I get the holes cut out and everything fit right in it, I'll go around, and I got paint, the white paint that matches the truck, and I'll paint up the edges and stuff so it doesn't rust back there. But the reason why I lay out tape like this, and I just got it all taped right now, but I started off on this side from this line here in the plastic and went straight down. And then these are all on the body lines. So that's the top body line, that's the bottom body line. I know this is kind of throwing it off a little bit. And then I marked this, there's a bracket right underneath here. So I don't want to be anywheres in here. So I kind of marked that out, and then I just taped it in. And you know, you got 1/2 inch tape here, and I used that to get both sides set up. And I got pretty much got the lights taped out where they're gonna be. So if you was to take a tape measure or something to this, it wouldn't be exact, but from looking at it, it's pretty dead on. You're not gonna get it much closer than that. So now what I do is I drill into the 4 corners, right into the edge of it, because I don't want to go on the outside of that blue line. I want to stay on the inside of it. And even if it's a little small, I'd rather take my file and smooth everything out and make it to where the light fits nice and snug in there, versus to oversize it and have the light flopping all over the place, right? So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna drill the holes, 4 holes in the corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I got a skill saw with metal blades in it, and I'm gonna follow that line as close as I can, and it ain't gonna be perfect. And then once I get the holes drilled, I'll get the light in there and get it, or I should say, once I get the holes cut out, this is pretty thick stuff too. Once I get the holes cut out, I'll get the light in there and get it lined up perfect the way I want it, and then I'll drill the holes on either side of it that hold it in. And with these lights, you got to be really, really careful, because you do not have a lot of room to play with. So let's see if this will focus. That is all you have edgewise. That is nothing, right? So you got plenty of room on each end to play with. So even if you were off a little bit each way, you could still be able to get it centered up. But it's really tight there, really tight on the top and bottom, which is why I have it, the hole's not to size yet, right? It's gonna be a little small, and I'm gonna have to work it once I get the light in there to make it fit right. But last thing I want is to cut the hole too big, and then you can then you'll see the gap on the top or the bottom. So yeah, that would be no bueno, cutting into your brand new bumper. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'll get one drilled and cut out, and we'll see where we go from there. All right, guys, so we got a hole here. All right, there we go. So you can see I kind of stayed on the inside of the blue line. The tape's kind of rubbing off here, but I stayed right on the inside of that blue line. Maybe a little more so there. So we'll see how the light fits. This is what I started off as. So I drilled the 4 holes in the corner, right inside the blue line. And then I just took the jigsaw, cut it out real quick. And that's what you got. So let's see what we got here. A little nerve-wracking, cutting holes in the bumper of your new truck. Let's see if you can see behind here. Yeah, see, so there's that bracket that I was talking about. So I had to figure out where I was gonna be on the inside, and I'm pretty much dead center where I want it to be on the inside of that bracket. Now this probably ain't gonna go all the way in. Yeah, there you go. So it goes in about that far. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my file, I'm gonna file this a little bit across the top and across the bottom, a little bit, until this thing perfectly slides in. And that's what you'll be looking like when it gets in. Should be pretty cool. These things are bright as hell too, so problem that I'm having now, especially with the tinted windows and living out in the middle of nowhere where there's no light, backing up that driveway in the middle of the night is hard. So with these reverse lights being up so high, this is a reverse light on the Ram, it's the one in the middle here, even with it being an LED, ain't very bright, barely lights anything up behind me. So I opted to do this, and I did this on my Power Wagon with some different lights here, and I actually had some smaller ones than this that I was going to use. And the guy that I was dealing with at FCK Light Bar actually has a 3500 as well, and he put these in the back of it, and then he put the smaller ones on the side of it, which I don't think I'm gonna do, but it looked really good, so I figured I'd give it a shot and see what was what. So yeah, I'm gonna get the old file out and file some of this stuff up here. And again, you just want to take your time. File. You just want to take your time and do a little at a time. Get in that corner there. Do a little at a time. And I may even bust out some of the Dremel bits to probably make it faster. I wish I had a round file, this would be easier. All my files are at work though. Wasn't really planning on doing this weekend, but here I am. It's a little off, a little off, a little off. File a bit, test fit, file a bit, test fit, file a bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and file this and show you what it looks like when it's in. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. So you can see most of the blue has been filed away. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, and the light fits a lot better than it did and just falls right into place. That is what you're looking for, just like that. Easy in, easy out. Oh, I don't want to drop it. But yeah, it's been filed down, and the light goes right into place. So now I'm gonna work with it a little bit more and get it to fit just a little bit looser because it's still kind of tight up here, even though you pop it into place and it'll stay in there. But once I get it to where I like how it's sitting, I'll just follow that up with drilling the 2 holes, and then I'll put the nuts and bolts in there. No big deal. And still got to do that side. But yeah, that's pretty much, that's all it's to it, man. I'll get this tape off there, get it cleaned up, retape it, and then when I get that side cut and filed to where I want it and the light fitting good, I'll get that side cleaned up and taped, and then I'll spray some paint around there so it don't rust. And then comes the fun part, the wiring. Always easy. And I'll show you why it's gonna be really easy. So I was just gonna hook it up to the reverse lights like I did in the Power Wagon, but if I do that, I'm trying to think ahead here a little bit, and I'm ever out behind the truck, say someone's broke down on the freeway or something, the truck would have to be in reverse to get these lights to come on. So I actually have, where's my keys, wired up in the truck for when I put all my other lights with the FCK light bar pods and stuff. Down here I already have a switch. That's for the air compressors. That turns the air horn on, activates it, and then that's for the rock lights. So I'm gonna put the backup lights on there. I got 6 positions, so that'll give me what I need. And to wire those up, it's gonna take some wire, but underneath the hood, and I'll show you guys when I get ready to wire them. Underneath the hood, I actually have the box mounted right here on top of the factory fuse box that's there. So I just bring the 2 wires up and plug them into that box, and they'll work off that switch in there. Best thing I ever bought and put in here, because it runs everything. Runs all the FCK rock lights that I got. Like 2 under here, well 2 in each fender well, 3 underneath, 1 in the back, 1 in the front of the white, red, green, blue, the air horn, the compressor, all that stuff's wired up to that box up there. Nice clean install, makes it real easy. Technically I would only have to run the power wire up, because I could ground the lights back here to the frame somewhere and then just run the 1 red wire up. But the wire that I have, it's just as easy to run the 2 up, so it doesn't matter. I'll run the 2 up, and then they'll run off of 1 switch. I'll hit the switch. The box that I have mounted underneath the hood's already got the relay, fuses and all that stuff in it. So it's literally just connecting the 2 wires back here to the 2 lights, and then running the 2 wires forward and crimping a couple connectors on them and plugging them into the box. Very simple. Took a little bit to get the box installed, but once it's installed, anything extra, like I'm thinking about adding ring lights to the truck as well, wheel lights, wheel ring lights, and those will be the same thing. You know, get them on, run the wires, and I can plug them right into that box up there, and they'll all work off that switch that I got mounted underneath the dash. So yep, pretty cool. So I'm gonna finish along here. I get ready to paint. I'll jump back in and show you guys what I got, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna cut this one probably a little bit closer to the blue line, because I did them both off the same template that I made. So I'll cut this one a little bit closer to the blue line and save myself some hassle of having to file so much. But I just wanted to see how the first one was going to come out before I went all crazy cutting and stuff. I didn't want to obviously cut the hole too big. Easier to put the file in there and take metal off than it is to regret cutting the hole too big, because you ain't putting metal back in there. And kind of see, yeah, so that tape did an awesome job here. It definitely saved the paint from cracking and chipping too much as I was cutting. So I'll be able to clean that up. I'm sorry, I'm not watching through the finder, so the camera's all over the place here. So yeah, it definitely saved it big time. That's just tape there too. Yeah, that'll all clean up real nice. I'll scuff that up, because you'll never see it once I put the light in. We'll scuff that up, knock them edges down with the file a little bit more, and then I'll retape it up and I'll paint it, and then it'll look factory. It'll look like the light was supposed to be there. Awesome, I'm excited. These things are gonna be bright. All right guys, here you go. So I got everything taped off, and got a little primer, a little paint down on the edges there. Let that dry up, and let that dry up a bit. And then we'll get the lights in and get them drilled into place. You'll see what's what. So far, so good. Paint, I'm using this stuff again. It's an aerosol can, obviously. And this is supposed to be original Chrysler colors, so I've used this on everything. This is the white that I painted the emblems with. Oops, sorry, almost dropped. That I painted the emblems with, and anything that I've needed to touch up so far with white. This is what I've done it with. I actually got a whole case of it. I had the local auto parts store order me a case of it, so I have it around in case I need it for instances like this. So holes are cut, and paint's drying. After that dries up, we'll get all that ripped off and get the lights installed. It's gonna be awesome. Pretty easy job so far. So I got both the lights mounted, looking good. And I'll show you when I get back under, but I got a little wire tied up running this way. Everything's tied up there in the harness that I built here. And I'm just covering this wire with wire loom, and then I'll run it along the frame up front, and you'll never be able to know that it was something added after the fact. It'll look like it belongs there. And then I'll get it tied in under the hood. So maybe here in the next 20 minutes or so, that should be all that it takes me to finish this up. We'll actually get to see some bright lights here in the garage. Once I'm under there, I'm gonna show you guys all the rock lights and everything too. Yeah, I kind of got disgusted with this whole video thing, because I shot tons of video of putting the horns in, getting those all wired, the custom brackets that I made for the rock lights for the frame. And I'll show you where all those are at. I'll turn them on. So I just riveted those to the frame, kind of like that. And then we drilled and threaded these holes, and the rock lights just screwed right into them. So there's 3 of those along the frame on each side. And it came out pretty good, but I lost all that footage off my GoPro. So I don't know how the hell that happened, but lost it all. So I'll show you all that here in a bit. Let me finish getting this this wire ran into this loom, and then once I'm under there and I'm zip tying, I'll show you guys how I did the rock lights and everything too, and then we'll just add it all into this one video. All right, be back in a sec.
My life be like, yeah, my life be like, yeah, yeah.
guys, here you go underneath the truck. Let me show you what I got going on here without squishing my harness. So that's the back side of the light we just put in. That's the harness that I built. So it runs that way, runs up there, across there, drops down. Then it's all tied together over here. I got a rock light right there. Now it's kind of hard to see with it on. That kind of shines down in the back here. Here's the air horn kit. You can see it's all dirty. It's been under here for a while. All the wires are all routed. That's a 4 gauge coming back. I don't know if you can see up there or not. Probably not. There's a fuse box. Anyways, everything comes back here and runs right off this Goliath bracket that I got from the train horn company. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, we got rock lights in each wheel well, and then they're on the frame. There's 3 of them on the frame there, 1, 2, 3 going forward, and those are the brackets that I made. And I'll show you those a little bit better. Okay guys, I almost forgot to record this, but here I got the wire all ran up behind here, coming in here, and I'm just finishing up underneath the hood here, trying to get all these wires where they belong. And this is that box that I was talking about. So these are all the pre-wired switches here. I'm trying to be quiet. It's like 2:30 in the morning. I didn't even realize it was that late. But I'm out here still messing around. So here's the box. So here's all your switches, all your relays, all your fuses. And pretty much power and ground right from the battery. Well, actually power from the battery, ground from the ground right there. And then you roll run the control box up inside the truck, and that's it. So I just got that finished, and here, I'll show you the top of the box. I'm actually gonna zip tie some of this. I'm gonna get the top back on first. So this is the box from Rough Country, actually. This thing's pretty cool. It was one of the cheapest ones I could find at the time, and I wasn't 100% sure on whether or not I was gonna use one of these, but it has, nope, that ain't right. It has turned into be a real good investment. Come on, get down there. All right, she's locked back on there. And I'm gonna zip tie this stuff. First off, let's see if the lights work. They should come on now. Ooh, let's turn all these lights off first. Hopefully, it's gonna light up the whole garage. It should. Again, I'm trying to be quiet just to get this done. I don't know, I'm one of those types of folks. Once I start, I can't stop. All right, here we go. Now it's dark. All right, I should be able to hit this switch. It's powered all the time. I mean, obviously you don't have to run it like that, but I chose to. And there you go. Good God. That's what I'm talking about. It's just that simple. Just that simple. That don't give me enough light to back up. I don't know what will. Those are some freaking bright LEDs. Yeah, I'm stoked about that. Hell yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna finish zip tying all these wires under the hood and get this thing wrapped up so I can go to bed. I am tired. I've been up for hours. Still don't even know why I started this. Oh yeah, I do. Because I'm a junkie when it comes to shit like this. All right, off. off. Beautiful thing. All right, guys, that's a wrap. I'm gonna finish wiring this stuff up, get this hood closed, and then we'll take a better look at it in the morning. All right, guys, I want to show you the difference here. Here, let me turn this air off. So, here, let me put this in reverse. I'm out in my driveway. All right, that's what it looks like with the regular backup lights on. It's still at night, and this camera's obviously helping it. Here. There, you can look at the camera. So, really can't see much behind you. Now, let me hit this light. You guys can see. How much of a difference it makes. That's just insane. So it lights up everything behind my truck. Kind of like I needed it to. Here's the difference with the camera. I'll tell you what, I had this on my Power Wagon, and oh, there it is. I had this on my Power Wagon, and it definitely helps. Lights the fence, everything up. See that? And again, it's showing up brighter on the camera than it actually is in real life, obviously, because the camera's compensating for it, but you can tell the difference of that. And it doesn't wash out the backup camera either. That's what I like about these. So it definitely makes it a lot easier to see while you're backing up. On these dark roads and in these dark areas out here, keep you from hitting shit. And that is what I was looking for. So it's working great. I'll hit you guys up tomorrow when it gets daylight before I finish this video off, and let you see what it looks like in the daylight, the install anyway. All right, I'm out of here. I'm going to bed. See ya.